This year had a lot of powerful characters in it. So here we are today, trying to do our best to shed some light on these characters, showing everyone here just how powerful they are. That's why today, we'll be talking about the top 10 new best anime of 2021 with Overpowered MC. So, before we begin, remember to subscribe if you haven't yet, and press that bell icon to stay updated of all our new content. And beware for the following spoilers. 10. 𝐒𝐮𝐩𝐩𝐸 desu ga. I bet you guys will be saying by now that this MC is so unlucky pulling the short end of the stick and reincarnating as nothing but a spider, which are the weakest monsters in that world. And I might have agreed with you for a moment, but I won't, and I'll explain now why. Just like in the case of Rudeus being a baby but with the mind and experiences of an adult, this spider too has the mind of a pro gamer girl that spent most of her time playing MMOs and RPGs, thus granting her the huge advantage of being able to maneuver safely in that dungeon infested with monsters and use her abilities, albeit with abysmally low stats, as effectively as possible. Her stats are shit to say the least, but one thing that's good about being a spider is her ability to keep evolving and getting stronger, much faster than everyone else, becoming in the span of 2 years one of the strongest beings on that planet after being the weakest. I won't go any more into details to spoil you guys, because this is a really funny anime that you gotta watch, no matter what. Trust me, you won't regret it. 9. These misunderstandings are one of the funniest things ever when it comes to anime. If you guys are familiar with MMOs, you'll understand my example. So, imagine you're a character born and accustomed to the laws, level, and difficulty of the strongest city in the MMO. That means you're one of the strongest in the game, no doubt, right? Well, this MC, even having all those conditions, had the illusion that he's the weakest ever and that he's worthless when it comes to power level and intelligence because he was the weakest in his village. Mind you, even the weakest person in the village is able to hunt monsters in the last dungeon pretty easily, which other countries only hear about in legends. When the MC decides to leave his village and go to the kingdom and enroll in the army, they all realize, finally including himself, how powerful his innate ability is thanks to his unusual upbringing in that village of champions. 8. 𝐒𝐡𝐚𝐧𝐧𝐞𝐥 𝐜𝐡𝐚𝐧𝐴 a goddess breaking a contract with him only because of his looks. Damn, that's harsh. I can't wait to see the bitch regret her decision. Just like that, Makoto was deserted by the goddess and exiled to the wastelands, although he does gain some help from Tsukuyomi, granting Makoto his blessing and telling him to live freely as he sees fit. Makoto might not have that many abilities, but he's got a virtually never-ending supply of mana that he puts to use thanks to the weapons and items crafted by the dwarves, including his ring, in which he stores energy, and the bow that transforms his unsurmountable amounts of mana into magical energy that he can blast from the bow, making him pretty powerful to say the least. The anime might have been overlooked by some, but one thing for sure is that this anime is hella fun and will give you a great time watching it. 8. Shaman King. What is there to say about this anime? Than that it is a masterpiece and the creators realized how much everyone loves it. That's exactly why it was remade with cooler animations and better fighting choreography. The anime is a very dear one to my heart, and I feel a lot of nostalgia toward it. And I gotta say, I enjoyed the remake and felt as if I was an 8-year-old again waiting for the show to start on a Saturday morning. The powers and abilities of a shaman are as follows. You have a soul bound to you so that you can use in fights. It's the simplest description for it, yet the abilities in fights are even more complicated and fun to watch. You can treat them as stand fights in a way. 7. 𝐼fuku Jushushi no Yarinaoshi. Do I even have to explain that? I mean, seriously, is there anyone that ever watched anime that didn't see or glimpse even a single scene of this anime after it blew up in popularity since the beginning with its controversial, to say the least, non-child-friendly first episode? His power is that of healing, but the thing about his power is that it's the most powerful heal there is, up to the point that he can return amputated body parts as if they were never gone. With one side effect though. All the painful experiences they had when losing that part of their body or being hurt in general is transferred to him with all the gruesome details. The worse the injury, the worse he feels, to the point of sometimes losing consciousness from all the pain. 6. 𝐶𝐼𝐴. When it comes to powers, this guy might not be the strongest, but he is most definitely the most resourceful when it comes to using all the various equipment he has. Mentioning some of them, you have his powerful first issue armor, the anti-material rifle, and his personal favorite, the anti-armored vibrating blade that he prefers to use as his weapon of choice. It's a blade that is vibrating at a crazy frequency, allowing it the ability to virtually cut through anything in its way. 5. 𝐷𝐴TE 5-BUE de battle. Time to put on the big boy pants and explain just exactly how the powers of this guy work. You see, he can have whatever power he wants, just on one condition. The one facing him must think of it. Kinda confusing, right? I'll make it easier for you. Let's consider you're up against me and I convinced you that my power is the ability to transform into a dragon. The moment you visualize it in your head, I can actually materialize as a dragon in front of you. It works for weapons too. Just like the Mega Man style blaster, he made his opponent imagine that he used to blast him the hell away from him. The way he inserts the ideas into his opponent's mind is no less than brilliant. Anyone other than him in this ability would have been obsolete. However, in the MC's hand, he can turn it into a weapon of mass destruction. 3. Record of Ragnarok. Well, this is kind of like the case of Mikey. This is a tournament between gods and the strongest humans ever in history, with them all being the main characters of the series. That's why we had to include them in this video. All the warriors and gods that appeared so far can only be called overpowered and possess broken abilities. Whether it's Lu Bu and his sky-piercing attack, or the father of humanity who fought toe-to-toe against the leader of the gods and technically won, they all are powerful in their own right, and their battles are nothing but amazing, with my favorite fight being Sasaki Kujiro versus the god of the seas, Poseidon. If you guys are looking for amazing fights and cool animations, look no further. Records of Ragnarok is the anime for you. 2. Mushoku Tensei. We all already witnessed a glimpse in Season 1 of how strong and powerful Rudeus is. After dying in his old life, he opens his eyes only to find that he's in the body of a newly born baby. As he grew up, he discovered his affinity to magic and self-taught himself the basic rules of magic. After being discovered by his parents, they decided to teach him swordplay by day and magic by night, making him the ultimate being, powerful in all aspects. As a child with the mind of a grown man, he has a lot to grasp and learn, but his past life experiences makes things easier for him and seem like child's play. With all the good reviews for Season 1, Season 2 is already on the way, and I'm so excited for it. 1. Tokyo Revengers. It comes with no say how much popular this anime got over the year. That's why it earned its place on this list, and even though Mikey isn't technically the main MC, for the fans, he's the only MC. And with him being called the Invincible Mikey, he had to be here on this list. When it comes to the delinquent, Mikey stands on top of the food chain that even the gang leaders older than him fear his power and nuclear kicks. Ever since he was young, he was strong as hell, and his charismatic nature is what made others follow him everywhere, without even doubting him once. He's a born leader, and the strongest manji there is, and even though he's just a human with no superpowers in his universe, he is feared more than Saitama. And with this, we conclude our video. If you enjoyed this list, I want you to smash that thumbs up button, and if you haven't subscribed yet, be sure to subscribe and press that bell icon to keep you notified of all our new videos. Also, comment down below on the anime you liked the most on this list, and if you're planning to watch any of them. And if you have any suggestions, place them in the comments as well. Until next time, see ya!